Okay, so the plan for today is to start getting the fuel tank prepped and ready to go back in the boat, which is kind of crazy to think about that I'm finally installing a component like this, the fuel tank. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm pretty confident I'm ready to go with it. CLR or spray 9? I think we're going to try both. See which one works better. Some of these fittings I probably would like to replace at some point. I know the fuel gauge is most likely doesn't work. I'm not worried about that. I am going to make it so that I have access to those when it's installed in the boat. I'm actually going to have some through-hole kind of plastic fittings so I can basically unscrew them and get access to all of these connections without having to remove the floor. All right, now we're just going to let this sit out in the air, and we'll go on over to the boat and I'll show you what we're doing there. Okay. It is like blindingly bright from this white paint. So I'm not sure if we're going to do the floor in this bright white or if we're going to do it in like a tan or something that's going to kind of chill the sun out a little bit. But anyway, game plan for the fuel tank is obviously I'll drop it in here. I did pull these old railings out, and what these do is these actually mount to the sides of the stringers and hold the fuel tank down. And I'm just going to run some layers or some strips of neoprene across here in a way that's still going to allow any water that may come up to the front to flow backwards. But I'm just going to use some adhesive, lay it down to the surface here, and then lay the tank on top of that. Just try to figure out how I want to lay this all out. But I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I think I have about 10 feet of this, which should be plenty to do whatever I need to. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what I've gotten done so far. So you can see off camera, obviously I went ahead and finished up those 4 gallons of insulation pour foam, or flotation foam rather. So I am getting another, maybe 2 more gallons or so to finish up the voids that are left under the floor, because I do want this pretty much filled with foam. Obviously fuel tank is installed. Those brackets that hold it in place are installed as well. And then I did go ahead and drill the hole there. So you can see what I did was, try not to fall in the process. So I went ahead and took a 1-inch Forstner bit and just drilled a hole there. And then I got this 1-inch, basically it's just a live well drain for a, you can go ahead and just put a plug in there. And I'm just going to 5200 that right into that hole. And then I will have, basically I'll be able to put a plug in there. And then if this fills up with water, I pull the plug and it drains right out, pretty much just like a live well. So that's the idea there. Pretty simple. And obviously I won't install that till I get that 5200. And then today what I'm working on is, these are going to be the 2x4s that are going to run across the fuel tank here. I'll have one there and one there, so that the plywood floor will have really good support. And then I am also going to put one right across here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get those trimmed up so that it's a nice tight fit. And then I am going to fully coat them in the polyester resin before I install them. Okay, so I didn't bother filming any of this. It's pretty straightforward stuff. I have all of my floor pieces, which is marine grade plywood. You can see them laying out here, and then I've got more behind me in the shop. I did get to go with marine grade plywood because it went down in price like a ton within the past year or so. So when I bought this, it was considerably cheaper. So I was really happy to go with it. Wish I could have done that for the stringers and the transom, but it's whatever, it's done. So anyway, what I did was I just flipped all of these floorboards upside down. I took polyester resin and I fully coated the underside of all of these sections so that they're going to have a nice waterproof coating from any moisture that may find its way up underneath the floor. And then obviously once these get screwed down into the place, they're going to be covered in a full sheet of fiberglass. The next time we'll be going in the boat, I'll actually be installing the floor, and I'll walk you through that process. So I'm really excited to get to this point, because once the floor is in, I'll be building out the front seats, obviously do the fiberglass on that, but then it's going to be time for engine and outdrive install, which I'm kind of dreading, but also really looking forward to, because that's going to be sort of kind of the finish line. So I'm really excited. I'm really happy with how things are going. So stay tuned. We'll get that video up hopefully soon.